Can you tell us what to expect now?
Yeah, it's definitely a little weird. Having to, trying to get used to socializing with people again is definitely going to be hard. But it's nice to see offline Smash, be back in a setting where we can safely do it, and
Right.
we're getting things started today,
Mm-hmm.
with our commentator brothers in arms squared up against each other. The good old fashioned, battle of the microphones with
Yeah,
Hunk
man.
and UblSoul.
Yeah, it's so weird to actually see this. Like, I had to see it to believe it. I did not believe these two would be facing off first round in bracket, but we're seeing the Lucario versus the Alf. I mean, not a very common matchup that you see, but you got to expect a lot of zoning coming in from Alf's end of the gig. But at the same time, you really want to be cautious about what to expect from Lucario, because once that aura is on place, once you have Lucario at this much damage, your priority has to be that. Kill him as soon as possible, because Alf, as small as he is also a very light character, so he'll die fairly early.
Yeah, I think that's an advantage that Olimar and or Alf has in this matchup against Lucario. The main game against Lucario is trying to get him before you get got, and Olimar has kill power in spades, as you can see right now. Hunk already nearing has already lapped Ubel in percent. And Ubel having a rough time getting that stock off, but a underrated strategy, as Lucario against Olimar, using your counter when the Pikmin are doing latch damage to you to activate the counter. So that'll at least get Ubel on the board here, and for all things considered, it still could be an even game.
Yeah, as long as Lucario's living, but not for long, obviously. As long as Lucario's living and just doing what he has to do with racking up the damage, you can definitely see the comeback become a factor, but with the way that Hunk has been playing, just keeping his spacing, throwing out the Pikmin at all times, making sure that the damage is being done. And Ubel not really having much of a response except for that one counter that he had. Oh, the jab lock, 88% and then some already done. It seems like Ubel's having such a struggle to get in this character. Oh my goodness, almost getting the forward smash kill and going forward a deep aura. Max Rage not going to do enough yet though.
Yeah, these are the percents where yes, you're up pretty big. If you're Hunk, but you still can't be super comfortable because Lucario does have the X factor of aura and rage. But these Pikmin doing a good job hard bodying the massive aura spheres. The type that starts to make the base in your computers blow up. And just like that, Ubel is exactly like 7 hits away from winning this first game.
Yeah, but keep in mind, as long as Ubel is racking up the damage and getting this percentage done, the aura slightly starts to decrease. Not as much. You see it decrease a little bit now, but as long as he has his survivability intact, we can be seeing this game being slightly stolen. Not going to go for a punish there. Just one grab can seal the deal right now for Hunk if the blue Pikmin can get the job done. But it seems like he's having such a struggle. Oh my god, with the game stolen from Hunk. Oh my goodness. You hate to see it, but with a character like Lucario, you have to expect it. Wow.
Yeah, that's like I mentioned. That's definitely an X factor of this matchup. That it definitely makes things a little hairy. At all percents. Like Hunk was firmly in the driver's seat. The majority of that game, but Lucario at the 11th hour, stealing it from underneath him. So if you're Hunk, hopefully you're not mentally you're not shattered yet.
Yeah.
Take what you're able to gather from that first game, and then can carry it into the second game. Or Ubel might come through once again with some highway robbery. We'll see how it shakes out.
And it's not like Hunk did anything wrong. He definitely played the matchup to his advantage. It's just more of Lucario at the right place at the right time, had the aura when needed, and it just worked out in his favor. Ubel did such a great job showing resiliency and just fighting it out through. But Hunk, we're seeing nothing different. We're definitely seeing Hunk just continuously have the lead at all times, just getting the damage up. Just has to worry about sealing these stocks as earlier as possible, because letting Lucario live past max rage and then having max aura, yeah, you don't want to do that, especially not with a character like Alf who dies fairly early, as I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, I think if you're Hunk, you don't want to, make your hand too telegraphed don't telegraph your win conditions too hard. You saw him at those high percents really kind of fishing for the grabs and, not really giving himself any sort of like reactive space against Lucario. And just like that, the Aura Sphere is already enormous, and we're pretty even on this first stock here. So whoever comes out on top here is going to be in a huge advantage. And
Wow.
There we go. Extreme Speed getting the job done for Ubel.
Yeah, you don't see that move used too much as a burst option, especially not like just to get the stock taken away. But it worked out in this case for Ubl, and now running away with it slightly, already 61%, rallied up already in this second stock of Hunk. And now Hunk, once again, struggling to find that kill, which he so desperately needs. As he finds it, not getting the tech, but catching the tech chase is Hunk. And now 2 stocks apiece, Hunk fighting for his life. But it seems like with a character like Olimar, you don't really got to worry about it, because once you get your Pikmin on lock, and once you get, that first grab, maybe even up smash, you're going to get a good amount of damage.
Yeah, I mean, the important thing here is finishing your plate. And, right now, Ubl is in the percent lead, so Aura's not going to be a huge factor. But, Hunk is essentially building his own ticking time bomb against Lucario because he has to play from a deficit, which is why it's really, really tricky, to play at disadvantage against Lucario. But, Hunk at least keeping it close, and like you mentioned, Gabe, Lucario or Olimar does have, the kill power in spades to avoid, getting got, as long as Hunk he recognizes when he can get his kills. I
kind of find it funny because with a character like Lucario, it's like you kind of want him to have the lead for most of the match until, it's time to kill him. Because, if you're just letting the aura charge up, and if you have a great advantage over Lucario, it's just kind of like, yeah, you're asking for a death sentence at a really early percent, but it seems like it doesn't matter because Hunk is going out right now. Started off really slow in this game too, but it seems like he's starting to pick up and definitely working in his favor. Already 28% and showing no signs of stopping whatsoever.
Yeah, but we also saw a similar situation like this in this first game as dash attack, underrated kill option, gets the job done. So, Hunk didn't necessarily get a lot of the extra credit he was looking for. But interesting, unfortunate SD. Interesting in the sense that Lucario is a character you really seldomly see self-destruct like that because his vertical recovery is so good. But if you're Hunk, you're going to take that all the way to the bank as we're even, across the board here.
Yeah, and these two just, Ubl mostly just laughing it out, just having a good time. These two are great friends. These two have been doing it for a while. And like you mentioned before, this is a battle of the commentators right now. So these two getting to showcase not only what they can do on the mic, but what they can do in the game as well. And these two are definitely putting on a show, especially to start off this collision smash for us.
Yeah, it's always hard beating the first match of the day. You got to shake off some rust. You might not have gotten as many friendlies in as you probably wanted to, but, learn on the fly and, take it in stride as you go. At the end of the day, you're both still commentators, so you have an option to select no matter what. So.
And he took 73 off of one small string. I mean, on paper, that's pretty bad for Lucario, but when you think about it, I mean, that's just Aura getting tallied up, and you see him already glowing and using all that rage, but it seems like it might not matter as he's barely living. But right now, Ubl struggling. I think all that momentum is being lost after that SD from that game too.
Yeah, there's definitely like matchups in this game that feel like just rubber band AI on the crack, like in racing games. Yep. This is definitely one of those matchups where it feels that way because Olimar is a character that can really extend the lead and, pull away from you without you really even noticing. And Lucario is also really good at getting themselves back in the game. So, it's definitely going to be a matter of which horse can outpace the other. And, right now, at least in the beginning of this third game, Hunk's looking awfully solid.
Yeah. And one thing that he's doing correctly that I'd like to see now is that he's just playing the camping game. Just throwing out his Pikmin whenever he needs to. If he can find the opening, he'll get in, get a grab, get a smash attack, whatever he wants. But it's paying off, and you're seeing it right now as Ubl's going to finally seal that first stock off a Hunk. But 53% already racked up in extra credit. Let's see what Ubl can do to respond back. Already 14% racked up, and now Hunk struggling right now as Ubl's finding his openings. Already evened it out.
Yeah, I do enjoy the bravery that Ubl shows by going off stage slightly to shoot those aura spheres. That's a good projectile. You might as well use it against a character whose recovery is at least, very linear going back to the stage.
Yeah. Yeah, right now, none of these players want to approach. Hunk doing the right thing, though, just throwing out the Pikmin. It's probably his safest and his best option because at this time he has the percent lead. He has the lead in the game, and he's forcing Ubl to approach. That's the most important thing. But if he allows Ubl to get in, that could be lights out, just like that. Just like that. Wow.
I love Hunk's personality as he riles back in his seat, and Lucario can do that to you, man. And this is exactly the scenario you'd never want to be against. You know, looking down Lucario with rage, but a great reaction right there. You know, Ubl, getting a little tricky on the platforms, but Hunk there to greet him with a Pikmin. And now this is, things are even across the board. Aura might, at least buys you some time to, play without it. So, we'll see who's going to be able to pull away here.
And the red Pikmin just latching on to Lucario, but not going to do much out of it. They're throwing the purple Pikmin the other way. I like the approach because he was trying to see if he would get him catch him slipping, recovering on the stage, but just missing out there. And these two just doing so well, just trying to maintain center stage. Hunk doing such a good job with his Pikmin, making sure that the blue one is still intact, just saving it just in case he gets the damage high enough to the point where he could just go for the grab and get the final stock. But now, Ubl trying to figure out something. What can he do? Does he wait it out? Does he continue fighting? What does he do? Does he wait for max rage? Because it's almost anyone's game right now. Anyone can die at this percent.
Yeah, no, this is definitely, once again, back into a DEF CON bad scenario for Hunk. Unless he can, get some power hitters out with his Pikmin.
That could have been so bad for Hunk, but just living it out. And now Max, you're seeing the rage being built up already on Lucario. This is, oh my god, all he needs is one good confirm like that to seal the stock. But as I say that, Hunk, not far away from getting this kill either. Oh my god, catching him in the middle of the counter. Just the last frame, I'm guessing, just catching him out of it, and Hunk stealing the set from Ubl in what seemed to be a runaway for Ubl if it wasn't for that SD in Game 2. I mean, you hate to see it, but good stuff to both players. They showcased themselves very well, and it was a good way to start off this fusion.